Autism is a group of developmental brain disorders, collectively called ASD. The term spectrum refers to the wide range of symptoms, skills, and levels of impairment or disability that an individual with ASD can have. Some people are mildly impaired by their symptoms, but others are severely disabled. In general, symptoms fall into three areas: social impairment, communication difficulties, and repetitive and/or restricted behaviors. Autism cannot be identified by appearance. There is usually nothing about how a person with ASD looks that sets them apart from other people, but they may communicate, interact, behave, and learn in ways that are different from most people. People with ASD are 7 times more likely than the general population to encounter law enforcement as a victim, offender, or witness, are less able to cope with stress which affects their ability to communicate and function, may be afraid of rescuers, not recognizing authority figures, or run away in fear, are prime targets for abuse because of difficulty understanding the motives of others, may have little awareness of safety or danger, may wander away, tend to be attracted to water and have a higher risk of drowning. Behavioral indicators of ASD. It is not the role of officers to attempt to diagnose a person's disability. However, recognizing behavioral cues and other indicators will help officers make appropriate decisions regarding intervention strategies. People with ASD can exhibit one or more of the following behaviors: difficulty relating and interacting with others, avoidance of eye contact, may appear to be fascinated by shiny objects, example, an officer's badge, repetitive movements, example, rocking, spinning, hand twisting, etc., may not respond to instructions or direct cues, may say or do the wrong thing without realizing it, may have a hard time staying calm, using judgment, or solving problems, not likely to understand cause and effect, consequences, or expectations. Encounters with law enforcement. When officers encounter an individual who is unresponsive to their request and/or commands, they should consider that the person may be developmentally disabled. But, as in every situation, officer safety must be their primary concern. Call for service. Possible ASD behavior: runaway, missing, or found child adult. Tendency to run, hide. Illegal activities with others, victims of physical or sexual abuse. Impaired judgment, easily coerced. Suspicious activity, strange erratic behavior. Forfeiting man, woman. Talking, laughing inappropriately. Disruption at school, community. Social difficulties. Family disturbances, unruly child. Problems with language, understanding. Approaching someone with autism. To the extent possible, responding officers should observe the behavior exhibited by the person in an effort to determine what is happening and what might be prompting the observed behavior. Maintain a safe distance until behaviors lessen, but remain alert to the possibility of outbursts or impulsive acts. When possible, involve caregivers and those who could assist in a situation or follow-up. Approach the person in a quiet manner, avoiding quick motions and gestures that may be perceived as threatening. The approach of a stranger in unfamiliar surroundings may result in agitation, screaming, or flight. If possible, avoid any physical contact. Allow the person to rock or use their self-stimulatory behavior if it is not hurting anyone. It is often soothing for the person involved. Let the person know what you want them to do and what you are doing. Questions and instructions should be simple and direct. Do not use slang. Give the person time to process information and be patient for responses. Encourage the person by saying, "You're doing fine. We will help you." Evaluate for injury. People with ASD have a high tolerance for pain. In the event that the individual runs, do not interpret this as a sign of guilt or resistance. The person with autism does not understand what is expected of him or her. Respond by following them and provide simple reassurances that you are there to help. Officers should keep the following points in mind if they are required to arrest a person with autism. When possible, explain in simple, direct terms the chain of events that will occur with detention and/or arrest. When physical contact is necessary, individuals with autism may react to physical contact. Avoid a face-down hold if possible. Low tone in the upper body causes risk of asphyxiation. Physical restraint may inadvertently cause individuals with autism to harm themselves or others in an attempt to avoid restraint. Advise jail medical staff to contact the local regional center as soon as possible for further information and alternative placement assistance. Providing accommodations for people with disabilities helps the LAPD protect and serve. Accommodations for the communication, social behavior, or sensory issues of ASD include, but are not limited to, involving caregivers and those who know the person for ideas to communicate, interact, manage behaviors, and assist in a situation or follow-up. Separating the person from the general jail or prison population if possible. Providing assistance during interviews, even if the person is able to talk or repeat. A person with this developmental disability may have difficulty truly understanding their rights. Reducing sensory input, reducing noise, and/or using soft restraints. New tool added for law enforcement. What is a silver alert? In accordance with Government Code 8594.10, the Silver Alert System will be coordinated by the California Highway Patrol. Upon activation of a Silver Alert, the California Highway Patrol will assist the investigating law enforcement agency by issuing a Be on the Lookout alert, an emergency digital information service message, or an electronic flyer. The purpose of the Silver Alert program is to establish a quick response system designed to issue and coordinate alerts following the unexplained or suspicious disappearance of an elderly person or a person who is developmentally disabled or cognitively impaired. The goal of a Silver Alert is to provide immediate information to the public about the missing person, including images or descriptions and the time and location last seen, to speed the process to locate the person and return them to safety.
Hello. Hey buddy, what's your name? Are you here by yourself? Are you here with someone else? Are you here by yourself? Look at me. You okay? Is your parents around? Are your mom and dad around? Are you need some help? No? You okay? Are you sick? You're injured? Okay? You're doing fine. We're here to help you.
What behavior did the officer observe that might indicate the boy is autistic? Repetitive motions of rocking back and forth and wringing his hands. Failure to respond when spoken to. Avoidance of eye contact. How should the officer proceed? Let the person know what you want them to do and what you are doing. Questions and instructions should be simple and direct without the use of slang. Give the person time to process information and be patient for responses. Avoid quick motions and gestures that might be perceived as threatening. Avoid any touching if possible. Allow the person to rock or use other self-stimulatory behavior if it's not hurting anyone. It is often soothing for the person involved. Encourage the person by saying, "You're doing fine. We will help you." How officers can make a difference in the community. Recognize behaviors responses associated with autism spectrum disorders. Practice tolerance and public relations skills when responding to a person who may be autistic. Get information from families and caregivers, caseworkers, and organizations when necessary. Encourage people to use ID cards or tags and emergency alert decals. Visit someone with autism. Learn from them. Ask your training coordinator to submit your name for future autism training.